Hi everyone! So we're going to do a language variation video today, again about professions, because there are so many that we haven't covered in the first video, and we'll have a look at them in English, Malay, Hungarian and French.
First one we have is architect.
We have two ways to say it. The more recent one we say architect, which is just a different spelling. The other one we call it jurubina. Juru is like a person who is a member of. But some comments have told me that it could also mean like you're an expert of.
That's nice. I like that.
Correct. So that kind of makes sense. And bina is to build. So jurubina is an expert builder.
It kind of sounds nice.
Yeah.
And I like that expert. I'm an expert in this.
In Hungarian we say építész, which is also coming from the word to build. So épít is to build, and építész is a person who builds something.
So in French it's virtually the same as in English. It's architecte with an E at the end.
Next we have, I think these are quite in the similar vein, next couple. Carpenter.
So carpenter, we say tukang kayu. So tukang
I
for,
like that.
for craftsman. So and kayu is wood or log. So tukang kayu is like a wood craftsman.
We actually have two different words for carpenter in Hungarian. So depending on what the person makes, we have asztalos, who is a person who creates like furniture. So like it comes from the word table. So asztal means table. So it's like, creating shelves and tables and chairs. And we also have ács, who is working on more structural elements, like the roof or the sort of pillars in a house.
Okay,
so
like a
wooden
roof,
structures. Yeah,
first.
kind of. Yeah. But I looked it up because I wasn't sure, like, which one is it in Hungarian? And then in the dictionary it said both words because it's kind of the same translation in English.
Yes, and it's the same as French. We have two words which I use for two sort of slightly different, jobs, let's say. So menuisier is someone who works on wood but more to create pieces of furniture. Charpentier is someone who will work on charpente. So charpente, charpente is the beams on the roof of a building. So you specialize in making the bigger structures. And then there's actually a third one.
Just to make it more complicated.
No, the French are very specific.
Yes. So there's also an ébéniste, which is basically someone who specializes in working on wood. And they can also be working on pieces of furniture, but they might also make small objects and things like that. So they ébéniste and menuisier are more sort of craftsmen, also to make sort of, it could go in the direction of art as well. Whereas a charpentier is really for the structural parts of building.
Next, see, very similar, builder.
So builder, we say bambina as usual.
It sounds Italian.
It does.
Bina is to build.
Yeah, it's like a little child. With building blocks.
Well, I do hope the bambinas are not little children.
I hope so too. Oh yeah, true.
That would not be safe.
No.
So bina is to build, and perm is the prefix that we give a verb, make it a person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the ER.
Yes.
The builder.
Exactly.
We have the same thing in Hungarian, építő, which is like épít is to build, and then we have építő, who's a builder, and then we have építész, who's the architect. So it's again in the direction
That's
of
cool.
like the ER ending is the épiteux, like the Ö at the end, and the épitès is someone who's more of like an expert in that area.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you see it in terms of level of expertise.
Yeah.
So in French it's un maçon, which comes from masons,
Yeah.
masonry. Yes, so it's just someone who...
No three different versions to
No,
start?
there's no, because the words are quite separate. They're more specific to the actual task.
Okay, next we have actor. Again, this is one which has now become for both genders and everyone, rather than just for male actors.
And as usual, there's no gender in nouns in Malay, so actors are just pelakon. Lakon means to act, and pe is the prefix. You might notice that some of the prefixes are not consistent. So like bina is pembina, but lakon is pelakon. That depends on what the first consonant of the verb actually is. Yeah.
That's very
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah, so they don't say pebina, it's I guess not easy to say, so you add an M.
In Hungarian, I guess it's similar to English that now if you say színész, it can refer to both a man and a woman, but I think we still say színésznő, who's the actress. But we also have a different word, which is színművész, which is művész is artist, so it's like a sort of theatrical artist,
Interesting.
which is I think it's somehow related to the sort of course or degree you have when you get into acting, because you can go to university and get a degree in some theatre related subject. Yeah, I mean there are different sorts, but you can, you know, there are people who get into acting without going to university, which makes total sense as well. And then I think it's that sort of differentiation.
You like to differentiate by expertise.
Yes, we do. It's very important to us as a society.
Okay, so in French, it's similar to what you said for Hungarian, that we do have, so acteur is referring to the male version and actrice the female version originally, but nowadays you just tend to all call them acteur, but the word still exists, so depends how specific you want to be or what you, Well, it's referring to acting in a film, for example, but it's also an actor on stage, so sort of theatre. In both cases, it works.
Okay, next we have, moving to a different area, we've got police officer. So this is like the gender neutral one, because we also have policeman and policewoman, but that's used less and less now because we're trying to be more inclusive. So police officer.
Awesome. So we just say police, which is spelled differently with an IS at the end.
Of course.
But usually when like a police officer, we will say anggota police. Anggota is also kind of like member of, but this one is used more for something that is, to my understanding, a little bit more uniformed.
Okay.
So if you
As
think like
fireman
or firefighter, so we say anggota police.
In Hungarian, keeping up with the words in English, we say rendőrtiszt, which is police officer. But I mean, when I would say like, oh, I had to call the policeman because something happened, or a police officer, I wouldn't say rendőrtiszt. I would only say rendőr. And it's really cute. I love this word because in rendőr, it's sort of like a compound word. It means like rend is like the order of things, or like some like everything is going well, and ur means a guard. So it's the guardian of order.
Oh, that's really
cool. That's really
very
poetic.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this word.
Nice. Okay, so we also have this similar concept that in French, if you're referring to the establishment, it's la police. But very often, when if you had to go and talk to policemen or something, you would still say la police as the general term.
Yes.
But if you're referring to the specific individual and their job, then you would say, and also I think what would be actually the job description, job title is agent de police.
Okay.
So an agent is like
An agent.
an agent, a member. Yeah. So,
I like agent better.
That's
yeah,
very
it's
Malay.
like it means agent, but it's referring to the fact that they're a member of the establishment,
Yeah.
of the institution of the police. And in France we have policemen. So we have the police, but we also have la gendarmerie. And I hope I'm not saying anything wrong here, but basically you can call, there's two different numbers. You can call
Okay.
the police, or you can call la police or la gendarmerie. And I think the gendarmerie is more for the administrative things, but also the term gendarme has arme in it. So it's the idea that they are more closely linked to
The army?
the army in a sense, but
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly. They have different duties, I know that, but I'm not sure exactly how they distinguish each other. So if you want to comment on that, you're very welcome to do so.
We have firefighter.
So, Firefighter, it's a very ironic name, is bomba, but you can
Sounds like bomb.
yes, exactly. So you can say anggota bomba, but you can also say ahli bomba, which is a member of, or I guess you can't really say expert of, but honestly,
Yeah, that would make
Export
that would be
fire.
something different.
Yeah, like it's a fire starter.
yes. But then
An arsonist.
this is the funny thing. So bomb in Malay is bom without the last B, so it's just B-O-M. But bomba has like two B's, so I think they're remotely different.
Yeah.
I don't know, etymologists, let me know down below in the comments.
In Hungarian, we say tűzoltó, which means fire, sort of like, that's a very specific word, oltó, so it's like the person who gets rid of the fire.
Extinguish.
That's a,
But that's a different word, because the extinguisher is like the...
no,
the thing.
actually, it's not a different word. It has an additional word on it. Tűzoltó készülék is the fire extinguisher, like the tool,
Mhm.
which is like fire extinguisher tool, basically. Yeah, készülék is like either a machine or a tool that you use for something, like it has a purpose.
So you think the other way around, it's like the tool that the fire extinguisher needs. So it makes the firefighter actually very active, because it's the
Yeah.
That's
person
true.
who does it, not the actual object.
That's
by
true.
itself. Oh, that's cool.
Well, we value people.
And expertise.
Yeah.
Clearly, yes.
Nice. So in French, it's pompier, which I think the origin, I'm guessing, is from the pump.
Pumping?
Yeah, pumping,
you have
because
to
you have to
pump
pump
the
the water to
Ah.
extinguish it. And what I was thinking now, and just now when you were saying like it's bomb,
Mhm.
maybe it's similar origin, like pump,
That's
bomb.
true.
I have no idea, but it sounds like, you know, it sounds kind of close.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
We should look that up, or
Or-
someone who has
Someone
looked it up.
has
let us know.
let us know.
So these are these professions in our languages. And would you like to share these professions in your languages? You can do it in the comments down below.
Terima kasih karena menonton video ini. Kami harap Anda menikmatinya.
Bagilah video ini satu like, komen, dan kongsikanlah video ini dengan keluarga dan rakan-rakan Anda.
Maukah Anda menonton lebih video lagi? Pilihlah dari playlist yang mengandungi video-video yang serupa. Jangan lupa untuk subscribe kepada channel kami dan tekan butang lonceng untuk menerima notification mengenai video baru.